Hi guys, welcome back to the kingdom. I hope you guys have had positive and productive weeks, the start of the new year, the new decade, 2020. I wonder if you guys have got any New Year's resolutions. Mine is to keep going with my YouTube channel. Last year my posting was a bit spotty because of work and health related issues and family related issues, but this year I want to make sure that I post every week a post apart from last week, because obviously I missed last week, but I plan to make 51 posts this year on this YouTube channel, and it's going to be a mix between story creation, my book art, and what is happening in today's video, which is a book haul. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I find that Christmas is a fantastic time because everybody gives me books, and I absolutely adore books. Could you tell? Which is why I thought I would start off the year with some very positive book hype and show you guys everything I got for Christmas this year. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer, some of these were, not all of these were gifts. I mean, if only. No, some of these I bought myself after Christmas, after the fact, once I knew what I'd gotten from everybody. So without further ado, let's dive in. The first book on the list is Stalking Jack the Ripper. This was given to me by my friend Freya, shout out to Freya. I've been wanting to read this for absolutely ever. It's got a female heroine who loves her science and uses it to solve a murder, hence title. What more could I want out of a book? In terms of spraying the edges and the cover, it's quite a small book. It's quite a small surface area to work with, so I may end up just doing like a single colour. Maybe I'll do a motif, I'm not sure, but I am planning on spraying the edges once I'm done with this book. I'm not done yet. That brings me on to the second book I got, which is A Heart So Fierce and Broken. This is one of the books that I got for myself as a treat, because obviously it wasn't published before the new year. It was published after the new year. I read the first one and absolutely adored it, and I haven't sprayed the edges yet. This is obviously the continuation in what I'm thinking is going to be a trilogy. May go into more books, I don't know. I can definitely see the scope for more. But like the first one, it's a split point of view, i.e. between two people most of the book. It's done really well. It doesn't feel jolty, it doesn't feel disjointed or all over the place, but we get two brand new fresh point of views in this book, and I love where Bridget has taken the series. I just love where it's going. In terms of painting these, I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking I want them to be linked but different, because they're obviously different point of views, different stories, though linked. So I'm not sure yet. However, that video will be coming very, very soon, so make sure to stay posted. So, as you probably will have guessed from the thumbnail, V.E. Schwab made a giant appearance in this holidays haul. So we'll start it off with A Darker Shade of Magic, the collector's edition. My friend Georgia, shout out to Georgia, she got me this for Christmas and I have been dying over how beautiful it is. Look at this inside end page, look at this front foil, and it's got a reversible dust jacket on it and everything. Oh, it's just beautiful. As you guys know, I read Vicious and I loved Vicious, and that was also a collector's edition, and it just so happens that now I've got 4 collector's editions of V.E. Schwab's, so I'm wondering if I can collect only special edition V.E. Schwab books. Like, that might be a goal of mine. Anyway, I adored Vicious, I adored Vengeful, so I'm going to start this very, very soon. But once I realised I had this, I had to go and buy this, which is obviously the second one in the series. It was on offer, so I couldn't say no, and just look how beautiful this cover is. Not to mention the beautiful fan art on the end pages. No reversible dust jacket, but this end pages totally make up for that. And foiling on the front, just look at that. Just amazing. So that was my second purchase. This I bought for myself, and I have 0 regrets. At this point, I'm going to have a V.E. Schwab shelf just in my room, and I see no problem with this. The other thing I picked up is Vengeful in hardback. As you guys know, I had Vicious in hardback, and I've got Vengeful in paperback, which I have painted. However, I didn't want to paint Vicious in the hardback version because it's collector's edition, and I wanted them to match. Not to mention that I absolutely adore hardbacks. I just think they keep better, they feel better in my hands. It's just a personal preference. So I got this as well, given that it was reduced. This again is an absolutely beautiful book. The end pages are just gorgeous, and we've got gorgeous foiling of the same style to the first one, except this one is in silver, the first one was in gold, but it's still absolutely beautiful. Love the story, cannot recommend it enough. I actually recommended it to my boyfriend, and he is not a book person like at all, but he absolutely loved it. It's a fantastic, it explores some fantastic themes and fantastic ideas, and honestly it made me fall in love with V. Schwab, so she is my girl crush and my partner knows it. The next book on the list is Children of Blood and Bone. So I picked this up as a recommendation from my friend Hannah. Shout out to Hannah from Books, Life and Other Oddities. This again was reduced as a hardback version, and I fell in love with the premise. It's been on my wish list for about 6 months, maybe 7 months, basically since Yalk 2019. I couldn't afford to get it then, and also it was only in paperback, and I really wanted a hardback. And now I've got a hardback. I love it. So I went to Mr. B's Emporium in Bath, which is a bookshop in Bath, which I highly recommend book lovers go and see. It's just an amazing place. Anyway, I saw the second in the series as a hardback and didn't get it because I haven't read or at that point even bought the first one. So now I've got this, I'm very much looking forward to getting started with it and then picking up the second one. But I'd just like to take a minute to just like appreciate how beautiful this cover is. Look at the artwork on that cover. Isn't that just gorgeous? Now, there's no foiling on the inside, and again it's this sort of smooth material, but there is foiling on the spine. And just look, actually, that's the right, yes, no, that is the right way up. I'm not sure what way it flips it on the camera, but that is just, attention to detail is just beautiful, and it's giving me so many ideas for when I come to paint it. So many ideas. Also, it's got these beautiful map end pages. This has ended up right near the top of my TBR pile. I cannot wait to dive into this. The next two books are The Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen. My mother got these for me, so shout out to my mother. I love this concept. I love these covers. I love the feel of these books, and my mother, bless her heart, knows I can't go without a hardback. But these hardbacks, they don't have foil on them, but I don't know if I can catch the light properly, but they've got this sword crossed embossing on the hardcover, which I love. I feel like it's a little bit more original than just foiling, but on the edge you've got this red foil embossed spine, which is beautiful, that's in the first one. And the end pages look like this, which is obviously a ship. It showed you the ship I'm assuming that she's on in the book. So the book's main character is described as a Lady Jack Sparrow, which I'm all for. Love the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy as films, and now I'm looking forward to exploring it more in book form. For those of you interested, the second book also has that same embossing on the cover and along the spine. Next up on our list is the gift from my wonderful boyfriend. He also got me a really snuggly, fluffy dressing gown that I could wear whilst reading my books. So you will definitely see that on my Instagram at some point, because it is just amazing. It is perhaps the softest thing I've ever seen in the world, ever felt in the world. But he also got me this to go with it, which is the opposite of snuggly and fluffy and cute. Nevernight, I know I am so behind the curve on this. It is, as you can see, it's my current read. I'm almost through it. Well, I'm about halfway through it. That'll take me about an afternoon to finish off. I'm a very quick reader, but I'm loving it so far. It is not a light read. If you want snuggles and fluffy and cute, this is not the book for that. But it is so fantastic. I am loving it. Loving it. Again, we've got no special front or inside pages. It just leaves me lots and lots of room for imagination and as to how I'm going to paint this book. So in terms of painting this, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Obviously I haven't finished the book, so I haven't come up with all of the ideas that I might have yet. So far I'm thinking of doing the edges sprayed in a really deep crimson, maybe with a silver sword motif or something else on the side, but we will see what I come up with. But yes, highly recommend this book so far. Hope the ending is as good as the beginning and middle bit. The last book that we are going to be talking about is Gods of Jade and Shadow. Now, I haven't seen this much on Instagram. I haven't seen this much anywhere, and I don't think it's technically classed as a YA book. But I was in Toppings and Company in Bath over the weekend, a couple weekends ago, and I saw this and I fell in love with the premise. It's all about, it's set in 1927, and a girl basically works almost as a Cinderella-esque figure, although she emphatically states she doesn't see herself that way. Basically, she's got some relatives she's staying with because her father died, and she does all of the chores, and essentially she finds a chest and releases a Mayan god. I love the way it's written. I think that it's definitely not your typical YA book, but it is still thoroughly enjoyable. So this one is in my TBR, just underneath Children of Blood and Bone. So it's like next on my list. I did have a bit of a sneak peek on the train because it was the only book I had with me, and the beginning chapter seemed very, very promising. It was actually very difficult to put it down and go back to my current read. But I have this issue. I don't know if anybody else has this issue when they're reading, but if I start another book, I won't go back to the book that I sort of left or DNF'd. That book ends up DNF'd, no matter how much I enjoy it. So I have to be quite strict with myself and say I'm reading this book here and then. I just get too hyper for my own good about books, which I'm sure a lot of people out there can relate to. Anyway, that's it from me this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up and hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So as you guys will know, throughout this video I mentioned painting my books. I am planning on uploading more painting videos this year because they have seemed to done really well on Instagram, and obviously here as well. You guys seem to really like them. So I will be posting more of those, but don't worry, I will still be posting some of the storytelling stuff and my usual sort of bookish videos where I do hauls and explore other reading bookworm things. I don't know how else to describe it other than sort of bookish things, but yeah, that's kind of what I do here on this channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic start to the decade, a fantastic start to the year, and positive and productive weeks. I will see you all next time on my YouTube channel here in the Kingdom. I'll see you soon. Bye!